On January 19th, it's set that TikTok is supposed to shut down once and for all. Now this might be a hot take, but I actually think this is a very good thing, because not only does short-form content suck and undoubtedly has ruined an entire generation's attention span, but if your main concern is just losing out on the content side of things, almost every platform now has their own version of shorts or reels. But I'ma be honest with you, I don't think it's normal people that are freaking out about this. It's mostly the people who seemingly make their living off of TikTok crashing out over the fact that their income's about to disappear in a few days. The common sentiment seems to be, oh man, this sucks, but you know, it's not that big of a deal. But then, you've got some people feeling so pressed that they're willing to go on video and say,
fascist countries ban apps. Fascist countries ban websites.
I don't know if it's the smug arrogance or the pseudo-intellectualism, but there's just so much about this sentiment that just irritates me. Are we really gonna start calling America fascist because it wanted to ban TikTok? And I've got a spoiler for you fellas, she probably doesn't even wholeheartedly believe this. I'm sure if you asked her what fascism even is, her brain would probably start to short circuit. This is also clearly just a rage bait post, but I think it's indicative of, again, a bigger problem with short form content, because so much of what we see, it's basically just this. Some college kid whips out their phone, starts talking with this sense of self-importance, and in reality, they're just lying to you. Like, no, the United States of America is not a fascist country because it decided to ban TikTok.
Don't you think that by taking away the, and I quote, key communications channel of Americans, it's gonna make those 170 million Americans a little more anti-American?
Do you guys see what I mean by the pseudo-intellectualism? She's talking as if she just made this really compelling point, but it's absolute nonsense. Because the whole idea hinges on the fact that TikTok is the #1 way of communication between Americans? Which, if you aren't brain dead, is just so obviously not the case. TikTok's not the only platform that exists, it's actually a relatively newer platform that's only been around the last 5 or 6 years. So if people managed back then, I'm sure they'll find a way to now. And what does that even mean they'll become anti-American? Like, let's break this down. I'm so curious what she would define as American in the first place, as well as how that idea of what an American is clashes with this banning of TikTok. Don't get me wrong, it's one thing to disavow what your country does, but generally that's saved for heavier things like war crimes and such. It's usually not about the banning of apps. And I guess ultimately that's why I just don't think this is that big of a deal, because if you really care about this, just use a different app. Why does it have to be TikTok? In fact, that's actually one of the greatest things about America, is that you have a choice here. You don't just have to use TikTok, you can use Twitter, you can use Instagram. If for some reason you want to use Facebook, that's on you. But all of these platforms hold shorts or reels or something like the sorts. So genuinely, what's the problem?
If TikTok goes dark, the government deliberately and knowingly took away your free speech.
Again, she's just lying to you. The United States is not working to suppress your freedom of speech, despite what these insane online people are trying to tell you. If that were true, then why would I be able to see this video? Why would you, right now, be able to see a video of me talking about this video? If they really wanted to suppress your freedom of speech, this shit would actually be buried. It wouldn't be circling the online news feeds. Like, are we forgetting that TikTok is the platform that coined the phrase unalive because you were not allowed to say, like, kill or murder or suicide? But yet TikTok is the bastion of free speech? Please. Again, I would love to hear an actual argument come out of her mouth about why this is an attack on freedom of speech, because, again, I feel like if you have 2 functioning brain cells, it's just so obvious that it's not what this is. But now this is where I invite you, the viewer, to change my mind. Because I like to think of myself as a man of reason, and if someone can convincingly explain to me why this is a genuinely bad thing for the average person, hey, I'll hear you out. But from the way that I'm looking at it, and generally just the attitude of the online community, it seems like if this does happen, things are probably going to start getting just, maybe a little bit better. Maybe these people, instead of feeling compelled to watch a short-form video, maybe they'll read a book. Maybe they'll watch a movie and decide to not bitch about a scene being too long. Or maybe we'll truly luck out, and the 10-minute Call of Duty commentary will become the dominant form of content on YouTube again. A man can dream, right? Well, that's pretty much all I have to say about this. I really don't care that they're banning TikTok. In fact, I'd argue it's probably gonna be a good thing in the long run. And all of these people crashing out about it probably should just go outside for a little bit, being honest. I am currently working on 2 more projects for this channel right now that I will hopefully have sometime done within reason. So if you have any interest in seeing those, maybe hit that subscribe button, and please hit that like button, because oh my god, I'm desperate, bro. But with that, I hope you guys have a great day, and take care.